Hello, welcome to a VO's Journey. Happy Monday. It is September 9th. It's great to have you here. Over the weekend I had some interesting back and forths with a client, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to talk about how to deal with clients who might be a little difficult. I think this is a very important thing for all of us to really talk about and have a plan for, because the reality is there's going to be tough clients out there, and how we handle it makes a big difference moving forward, from what other potential clients see, and how that word gets around about how we are to work with. So we're going to talk about that. And real quick, make sure, as always, you check out the link below. Also, we are offering a 50% off the first month to try us off over at VO's Journey Elite Academy. We'd love to have you. Also, we have published our 36th, I think it's 36th or 37th audio book with Anthony Pica Productions LLC publishing company. So I'm very proud of all of our narrators. And the exciting thing is, too, we are just revenue is increasing. I mean, we're not even halfway through the. I mean, we've got it. We've had about a month, and we're about a week or week and a half into the second month of our publishing company, and we're already booming. When I say booming, and in context for what we have, to me, it's very exciting because we're generating revenue and being able to share those royalties with our narrators. So it's extremely exciting, and sky's the limit. So we're very thrilled about that. We have, another 15, 20 projects, more hundreds and hundreds of projects on the way. So it's very exciting. And remember, that's an exclusive thing for being a part of a VO's Journey Elite Academy. So you should check it out. It's very exciting. We have auditions every day. So, I mean, I'm really thrilled to bring that to our narrators. I wanted to do this for years, and now we're finally making it happen, and it's working. So very excited about that. All right, so let's get back into this, talking about dealing with difficult clients, because this is a part of, all of the fun things that we do, that we get to perform as voice actors. One of those things that we have to do in running our own business that we talk about, we don't talk about a little bit, but not a lot, is the customer service side of what we do. Because the reality is, and I've tried to say this more and more, and I need to keep reminding people, what we are actually building is a home. We know it's a home studio, but that's why we call it a home studio, because we're building studios, right? We're also the talent that we are hiring to do the work, but we are also building a studio. We do the engineering and the editing. We do the marketing. All right. We do, all of whether it's social media or putting our stuff up places, or, getting the back end on the financial stuff. We are building a studio, right? And it's a business. So, we have to realize that, of course, customer service is a part of that. And sometimes you can have challenging customers, and those customers can be very, very demanding. They can be very challenging to deal with, and they can, request things that seem to just be completely over the top and unnecessary and rude. They could be rude and things like that. But anyway, so this weekend, I had a client, and and listen, and they were paying a lot of money. So in that sense too, there's a part that needs to, we need to understand that people are, investing a lot of money. And I'm going to talk about a couple things, because I think there are some people we deal with who don't pay a lot of money and expect a great more. And then there's people who pay a lot of money. Most of the time I find that people who pay a lot of money, they're actually very, very helpful and very kind. And in all fairness, this client I was working with was very kind. They just needed something done extremely particular. And I think there was something lost in the translation of the directions. So I think that's something we can talk about too. So let's compartmentalize this. So first thing is, we sometimes deal with customers who don't want to pay a lot and they expect the world. These types of customers are the ones who will literally, you could give your services away for free and they still wouldn't be happy. They would still ask for 15 revisions and they're not happy. They're never going to be happy. And there's nothing that you can do about it. Okay. What I find if that happens is, sometimes we have to bite the bullet, deal with unruly customers. All right. And, in this particular case, these people who, like I said, you could give them the world and it wouldn't be enough. If you get in that situation, just do your best, bite the bullet, and move forward. Next thing is dealing with situations where, and listen, because, you could do things, you could do more things. Like you could attack them, you could fight back. And what I mean by fight back is leave them mean comments, do stuff like that. But the reality is that all affects your business. And what leads me to the next part is comments or reviews and then comments on that. If you get a bad review, a lot of times, and I would say the majority of the time, we know the bad reviews are not warranted, okay? And oftentimes they'll give a bad review while at the same time saying we did a good job, and it's very frustrating. But sometimes people leave really mean reviews, and how you deal with those reviews makes a massive difference. The way you want to deal with bad reviews is that you want to come across and you want to post to someone and say, look, I'm sorry that happened. I really look forward to hopefully working with you again so that we can, make this right, or we can continue working together, because I really do appreciate the work, and sorry this happened. Even if you feel it wasn't your fault. Why is that important? Because you are the one who is going to have to answer for the comments that you make, not the ones that they make, but the ones that you make. Meaning that, yes, the comments that or the reviews that someone makes, right? People are going to look at that, but then you're going to respond and they're going to look at your response, because we all know that especially since we work with businesses, we all know that not everybody is always going to be happy. And we all know there's certain situations that arise that cause issues, right? So it's important that you look like you are a person who is willing to help and make a situation better in case someone had a bad day or they didn't get exactly what they were looking for. Maybe they didn't even know, right? And they were frustrated and they were angry and they took it out on you. But whatever you do not leave a scathing reply. Like they were the problem. They did everything wrong. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. All that stuff. You never want to do that. Because remember, when you leave the reply, your reply is 10 times more detrimental or 10 times more or can be 10 times more powerful than the actual review. Because people see that. Because if you're leaving reviews saying, let's thank you for your feedback. I really look forward to working with you again so we can make this better, or we can continue to work on it. Totally understand. You know what I mean? We figured some stuff out. We're working together. Like, people want to see that because they want to see that you are, right, moving forward. You are interested in helping the client, because in the end, that's all we want, is someone who's interested in helping us. Even if we don't get exactly what we're looking for at a particular moment. How many times have you and I been in that situation? We have. And all we really wanted was someone to be like, you know what, hey, it's okay, my bad that it didn't happen. Even if it wasn't their fault, let's work together on it and figure it out, because I'm here to help you, because you're the client and I want to make it better for you, because that's what I'm here to try to do. And I'm telling you, I know that's hard. I know it's really hard, especially when you work really hard and, you feel like, especially when it's over typing. That's another thing. We don't get to talk to these people really word about with our mouths, right? We have to type. And there's always something in typing that sometimes it can just be really cold and, you know what I mean? It come across so extra mean. So anyway, so there's that. So whatever you do not leave a scathing review of their review. Make it positive. Turn it into a positive situation, because remember, people will take your reply and that will dictate how they look at it. Okay? That's one thing. All right. Another thing is, if you have a client who is looking for multiple revisions, even if you haven't given it to them, I find that if that's the case, a lot of times there is a miscommunication somewhere. All right, doesn't necessarily mean it's your fault or their fault, but there's some sort of miscommunication in the directions. They may not understand fully how to explain it to you. You may not understand fully what they're trying to say, even if you're asking. Because remember, we're typing, and there's no direction going on for the most part, unless we're doing a live directed session, which is why they work so well. Which is why you don't really ever have a lot of revisions in those situations, right? All right. But in this particular situation, when that happens, I find one of the best ways to do it is ask the client if they could send you a reference video. And I don't mean like they have already made the video. I mean, maybe they have a other video of another commercial in mind. And by them sending that to you, you will have a lot better chance of, making your voiceover match what they're looking for. And what you'll find is a lot of times when they send you that reference video, you won't even realize that's what they were saying because it came across as something completely different in their directions. Okay? And so I find that helps a lot as well. Now, in the end, you are going to come across some people who, no matter what you do, you cannot satisfy what they're looking for. Out of the thousands and thousands and thousands of voiceovers I've done now for clients, I know there's been two clients that I must have done 20 or 30 revisions for, and I just could not get what they were looking for. Now, we left on amicable terms, but still I could not get what they wanted, and they could not express what they wanted. And I tried my hardest, they tried their hardest, but it just didn't pan out. And what I found in the end, again, it was amicable, so we weren't upset with each other, and they were very kind. They still paid, which was even wonderful, because you're going to come across people who don't pay, who refuse to pay you, and that is a hard situation. You have to bite the bullet there. Okay, you can go. Now, I don't mean that you don't make sure that they pay you for the work that you do to the best of your ability, but don't lose focus on the larger picture. Like, for example, and I'm just saying this, and I know that's a lot bigger situation, maybe something a little different, but think of it this way. Like, when you go to any store or bigger department store or any of these places like that, you'll notice that 99% of the time, if you go to return something or you go to complain, what do? They take it back. They give you your money back. Look at Walmart. You can return anything. They give you your stuff back. Your money back, right? They take it back. A lot of these places are doing more and more of it. All these places, they take your stuff back. I've taken Lord knows how much stuff back to Lowe's. It's take it back. Even if I've opened it and it just didn't pan out right, I've taken it back, even at Aldi's, you take back the food markers for the stuff and they give you, new food, right? The reason why I'm bringing this up to you is that, we have to consider the fact that there are going to be situations where, again, no matter what we do and no matter how right we were, it's just not going to match. And it can be very difficult because in those situations I mentioned, those were products. You know what I mean? Those were individual products that someone could be like, look, there was an issue with the packaging. There was an issue here. With us, it's like our voices. It's it's a service. So it's a lot more personal, I think. So when it's a lot more personal, we take it personal. So I guess in the end, the whole thing is I should have said, we have to take a step back and not take everything so personal, even though it's hard because they're attacking us, our performance. Make sure you step back and don't take it so personal. All right, that's the biggest thing. Look, thank you guys so much for watching. This is one of those topics where I think I could talk about all day, and we all have our own opinions about it. And we all have our own frustrations, and we all have, if you've been around the block a little bit, there's some tough clients. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, too, when you step back after you've been separated from that particular client for a while, you might look at things and be like, oh, look, there was things I could have done better. There was things I could have clarified a little bit better. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, always don't be afraid to put yourself in the other person's shoes sometimes. There's always that situation where someone's really mean and nasty, and there's nothing you can do about that. Okay? Because there's those people, and the best thing you can do in those situations, all right, is get that project done as quickly as possible and move on, even if you have to bite the bullet a little bit. Okay, but move on, just move past it. Okay, or you could decide not to work with them and be like, hey, but be polite is still, even if they're not polite to you, still be polite. Okay, that's what separates you. All right, because you're gonna come across people. I mean, I learned this early on, and especially in adulthood. I think when I was young, I should have learned it, but I didn't know because you're young, you're young. But when as an adult, I started to learn there's going to be people who love you, and there's going to be people who hate you, and nothing that you do will ever change that. I guess that's just life. You know what I mean? And the more people we come across, there's just going to be people who don't like you. For whatever reason, they don't like what you say. They don't like who you are. They're never even met you. I can attest to that. But that's okay. That's okay. That's all right. Just move on. Keep your head up. Be a part of a supportive group. Okay, that really helps too. Having support helps a lot. All right. All right, guys, let me call it a day. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Monday. Don't forget to check out Avio's Journey Elite Academy. Also, don't forget we have our Academy Voices virtual conference coming up October 11th through the 13th. There's a link below with so many incredible speakers. And I've said it multiple times, but we've got Scott Brick coming, Sean Pratt, Chuck Duran, David Fenoy, Pat Fraley. We've got Booth Junkie, Mike Delgadio, Alicia Bake, Gabby Nistico. We've got Ann Ganguza. We've got Angela Olfest coming, which I'm really excited to have Angela there. And we've got so many others. So it's a really great opportunity for you to come. And it's virtual, so you can see it anywhere. You can see it at your home, on the road, wherever you are, and it's all recorded too in case you miss a day or a class or something like that. So it's fantastic. Check that out, the link below. You guys have a wonderful Monday. Talk to you later, everybody. Bye-bye.